Hello, welcome again. So, what does your dressing say about you? What does my dressing say about me? When someone sees you dressed, would they be able to say who you are and what your personality is? Now, yes, your dressing says a lot about you. When people see you dressed, they can tell who you are, what your identity is, and what you stand for. So whenever you're going to be dressing next time and you're going to get dressed, you need to pay attention to what you wear and how you're going to appear, because one can actually assess you by the way you appear, because your dressing says a lot about you. Now, from your hairstyle to whatever you're going to be putting on, all these are what your dress accessories, your earrings, your hair, it says a lot about you. So your dressing says a lot about you. Don't just wear things. Don't just do this hairstyle because you like it. Don't just keep this haircut because you like it. People might actually take you for who you're not because of the way you're dressed. Now, good thing, that brings us to what we're going to be looking at today, which is what? Our personal clothing. Yes, personal clothing. We would be looking at personal clothing today. Now, let's look at some of the things we're going to be expecting in the course of this class. Now, by the end of this class, you should be able to explain the reasons why we wear clothes. Now, you should be able to know why you actually wear clothes. Then the next one is that you should be able to describe what personal clothing does for you. Now, your personal clothing, it's very important, and what it does for you, these are some of the things you're going to be looking at. Now, then you'll be able to state the points to consider when you need to choose decent dressing. You see the word decent dressing, not just any type of dressing, decent dressing. And also you should be able to outline guidelines for choosing and wearing decent personal clothing. Now, you're going to know some of the things that are expected of you when you have to wear some of this clothing. Now, you ready? Let's move on. Now, clothing is very, very important. If you can remember vividly, clothing is one of the basic human needs. Now, when you talk about the primary needs of humans, now clothing is one of them. So it's very, very important. Now, you can imagine us not wearing clothes. It can be an awful sight. So clothing is very, very important for each and every one of us. Now, there are many reasons why we wear clothes. Many reasons. We're going to be looking at some of the reasons why we wear clothes in the course of this class. Now, it is very, very necessary to take care of your clothes. You cannot imagine wearing same clothes for over time or a period of time. You're going to actually be exposed to a lot of germs and bacteria. So you're going to learn how to take care of your clothes in the course of this class today. So clothing is very, very important. Now, what is the meaning of clothing? When you talk about clothing, now this is any article we wear that we place on our body to protect, to beautify, and to adorn it. When you have these things on, your clothes, it could be your dresses, it could be your shoes, it could be your jewelry, it could be your hairdo, it could be your makeup. All these are called dressing accessories. Now, all of these are what? Your clothing. Now, we don't just say, oh, it's just about what I wear, my dress, my beautiful gown, my pants, and all of that. No, it cuts across all of that. So your hairdo is part of your clothing, okay? Now, your makeup and all of that, it's part of it. Your hairdo, your haircut, all of these are part of your clothing. Now, clothing basically, when it has to do with what we wear, has to do what adorn, beautify, or protect our bodies. That's what our clothing does for us. Now, we want to look at the reasons why we wear clothes. What are the reasons why we should actually put on clothes? Now, the first one is for protection. Protection. Now, clothes are one to protect the body from different weather conditions. In our times, we have different weather situations, from raining and hot weather and all of that. When it's sunny, now clothes help to protect our body from the effects of either cold, heat of the sun, wind, rough harmattan weather, as many as you can think of or imagine. Now, when you wear clothes, now for the sun, it shields you from sunburns, because when you wear your clothes, you don't get exposed to the effects of the sun. It helps shield you a bit, except for the parts that are exposed if you're not wearing a whole lot of that. Now, clothes serves as what? As a means of protection when we wear them. Okay, the next one we have here is modesty. Now, another reason why we wear clothes is to be modest. Clothes are worn to cover our nakedness, not the other way around. You don't wear clothes to get exposed. You wear clothes to do what? To cover our nakedness. If you're not wearing clothes, you're going to be naked. It's just like taking your bath and you're coming out without wearing clothes, and you're going to school or you're going to church. It's not a good sight, like I said earlier. So clothing helps us to be modest. It helps us to what? Cover our nakedness, okay, and to help us appear or look decent. So when people see you, they say, oh, this is human, not some animal that is not clothed. So it helps us to do what? To be modest. Okay, another reason why we wear clothes is for our appearance. Okay, clothes are used to beautify ourselves and to improve our appearance. It makes us look more beautiful. So when you wear clothes, it gives you this outstanding look, okay, different from every other person. So one of the reasons why we wear clothes is for our appearance. It helps to aid our appearance. It helps us look good and to beautify oneself. So another reason why we wear clothes is for role identity. Yes, so when people wear clothes, you can be able to define who they are, what they are into because of what they are wearing. Now, if you see a policeman, you could actually say this is a policeman because of what? His uniform. Now, if you see a nurse, you can be able to say this is a nurse because of what she's wearing or what he's wearing. And then if you see a lawyer, same for any other profession, a caterer, you can actually tell who they are because of this type of dressing that is peculiar to their profession. So clothing helps us to do what? To identify people's roles in the society. So that is what clothing does for us. It helps us to identify people's role in the society. Now, another thing is that clothing helps us to identify people's mood. Now, it helps you let you in to know what people are going through or what their moods or feelings are at a certain point in time. Let's take, for instance, when people are getting married, they have to put on their white gowns. It signifies they're so happy. It's your wedding day. They wear their white wedding gown for the ladies, and the guys are putting on their suits. It signifies that they're happy. That's their mood. Then for some persons, when they are mourning, they tend to put on black. That says that, oh, these people are actually mourning. They're wearing black. They're mourning the loss of a loved one. So clothing helps us to relate. So when you see someone wearing black, we get to ask them, why are you wearing black? What happened? Or, in some scenarios of such. Now, it helps us to identify people's mood at some certain time. And also, the reasons why people wear clothes is for status or position. Now, some positions or status requires you to appear in a certain way. Now, so people can actually identify you by what you wear. Maybe you hold a certain position in the society. Same for our traditional leaders right here in Africa, where we have the Ezes, the Obis, the Obas, and Emirs. When you see them, if you see the Emirs, you see the way they are dressed, you can actually say this is an Emir. When you see the Ezes, the way they are dressed, you know that, oh, this is an Eze. When you see an Oba, you know that this is an Oba because of the way they are dressed. Now, clothing can help you ascertain or identify the status or position of an individual in the society based on what they are putting on at a certain point in time. Or that is actually their attire. That's what they wear. They're going out, they are home, this is what they wear. So whenever you see them, you can actually relate to what they are or what their position is in the society. Now, another one is culture. Now, clothes helps to show the culture of a group of people. Yes. Now, when people wear clothes, you can actually say where this person is from, where the other person is from, because of what they are wearing. You know, some tribes have been known for a particular type of dressing for a period of time, and then you can actually say this person is from Yoruba because she's wearing ro and buba, which is common to the Yoruba people. And then when you see someone tying two wrappers with big blouse and then putting on beads a little bit, you can say this is from the southern part of Nigeria because of the way they are dressed. So you can actually relate people's culture to the way they are dressed. That is one of the reasons why we wear clothes as well. Now we want to look at guidelines for choosing and wearing decent personal clothing. It's one of the reasons why we choose and wear decent personal clothing. Now mind the word decent. Very, very important. Now, the first one is occasion. Now, you have to choose the right clothes for the right occasion. Now, you don't just shop anywhere that you're invited without taking cognizance of what you're wearing. Now, if you're going to church, you know that you're going to church and you have to be modestly dressed. You have to be properly dressed because you're going to church. You do not have to expose parts of your body when you're going to the church. You have to be dressed,ly covered when you're going to church. Now, if you're going to party, you don't have to be all wild because you're going to party, you just want to go dance and be wild. No, you still have to display some sense of modesty. If you're going to party, you can be, fashionably dressed and look beautiful and not exposing your body as such because you're going to the party. And same thing applies to when you're going to work. It's a formal setting. You have to be dressed as someone that's going to work, okay? And then when you're going to sleep, you don't have to go on with all the things you had that you had to work or you went to church with. When it's time to sleep, you have to, wear something that and says you're going to bed. You have to wear your night wears when you are going to bed. So the occasion is one of the things you need to look out for. The next one is the weather. The weather. Now, warm clothes such as sweaters should be worn during cold weather, and then cool clothes such as cotton, should be worn during hot weather. Now, the weather should determine what you should wear. Now, when the weather is so cold, it will actually tell on what you should be wearing, because if you do not wear clothes that can help keep you warm, you can be so cold, and then you could get to feeling very sick. Now, so the weather is one determining factor that helps you to know what to wear. So if it's very hot, you can decide to wear something different from what you have decided to wear, depending on the weather. So the weather is a determining factor to what you should wear. Now, another one is activity and work. Activity and work. Okay, now the type of work one does should determine what you wear. Okay, now for someone that is into farm work, or let's say a mechanic, and then is into work that has to get him dirty, you have to wear clothes that are designed to make you not, you shouldn't wear clothes that you can't be wearing white and be going to the farm. You can be wearing all white dress and then doing those chores that are, that could get you dirty. So clothes one should suit the type of work that is being done or carried out. Now, whenever you're picking a dress, look at the type of job or work you're doing. Is this suitable for this type of job? Then if it is, then you can go ahead. Now, same thing for the cooks. Okay, now you have to put on your apron when you have to cook so you don't get stained with whatever you're cooking. So the activity and work also is one factor that determines what we wear. Now, another one is money available. Okay, money is good. Money can actually help you get a lot of things. Now, you can choose and buy best clothes which your money can buy. If you have money, you can actually buy a lot of clothes that would be okay for you. Decently worn clothes, you can actually buy a lot of clothes with your money. So money available is one thing that should be considered when you have to choose decent personal clothing. Okay, this is very important. When you have the money, if the money is available, you can go ahead. If the money is not available, make do with what you can afford. Okay, you don't have to be extravagant. You don't have to be everywhere just to look good and wear clothes. Do what your money can afford. All right. So Another thing you should consider is what? Personal figure types. This is very important. Now, a lot of people like some clothes on some persons, and oh, I like this dress. Would it be okay on you? That's one thing you should consider. Because it fits this person perfectly doesn't mean it's going to look good on you as well. Now, you need to consider your figure type before choosing clothes to wear. You need to know if you're the petite type, you're on the fat side, short, slim, and all of that. You need to know your figure type and pick clothes that are okay for your figure type. You don't just go picking clothes because you like them and then you are not sure if it's going to fit perfectly. So one of the things that you need to look out for is that, is this cloth going to fit me because of the figure type that I have? So when you're going to be picking your clothing, you need to consider the type of your figure type before you pick the clothes that you want. Okay, the next one is personal complexion. This is very important. We have fair, dark people. Okay, you need to pick colors that suit what? Your complexion. Very, very important. I see a lot of people wear clothes that don't suit their complexion, and then you're looking so odd inside what you're wearing. So you need to make sure that you pick clothes that are what? Very, very okay for you. For a fair person, for someone that is fair, you can actually look very good on navy or any bold shades of blue. It's very good on people that are fair, or emerald green. You know, it's fine on people that are what? Fair. Now for people that are dark, you can actually do white, do dark purple, red. You know, it's cool on people that are dark. So you need to look out for these colors that suits your complexion when you need to pick clothing for yourself, personal clothing for yourself, because complexion matters as well when it has to do with the choice of clothing when we want to pick them. Now, another one is fit of clothes, just as we said earlier. Now, this is very, very important. I see a lot of people doing this and they do not know what is going to be going wrong with them. You're wearing a size 7, size 8 that is not your size. You're wearing a baby's dress and it's so short and tight, and then you're managing to wear it. No, choose clothes that fits properly. Now, it is not just for the sake of your appearance, it is also for your health. Now, when you wear clothes and you're not comfortable in it, it's a problem, okay? So you need to wear clothes that are well fitted. Now, not just because it's not okay for your appearance, but because of your health. You know, now when you wear tight clothing, I see people wear tight clothing, they are tucking in hair, it's so tight, they hardly can even breathe. You can see it's very obvious. Now, it can actually slow down the circulation of blood in your body, and also it can also disturb the expansion of the lungs, which can cause ill health to you. So it's very, very important that you wear clothes that fit. Don't force the clothes into yourself and then you're trying to, okay, I'll just manage. In the course of doing that, you're causing a lot more harm than good to yourself. So it's better you wear clothes that are well fitted, made for you, okay? Now, another one you should consider is washable of fabrics. Now, is this fabric you want to buy or you want to wear? Is it washable? Now, for me, I've had personal experiences too as well. You know, you buy this lace, it's beautiful, and then after wearing it, time to wash, you just say, okay, I'll do it today, I'll do it the next day, because it's not washable. You look at it and you're scared. It's hard. By the time you put it in water, you can't even hold it. So now it's very important that when you're going to be choosing these clothing for yourself, you need to consider, is this something that is washable? It's not something I'll have to postpone or I have to take a dry cleaner before it's going to get washed. So now you need to consider if it's washable, and easily you can just do, wash it yourself rather than moving it to someone to help you do that. So you need to consider that as well. Now, when you talk about peer pressure, it affects a whole lot about our dressing. Okay, now, when it comes to peer pressure, people tend to want to do this dress code thing is like a certain rule that is expected of a certain group of persons. Okay, now when you get to the secondary school, you see your friends wearing sagged trousers and wearing some of these things. They tend to make you feel like if you don't dress like this, you're not part of them. You don't belong to them. Okay. Now, peer pressure, like I said, can be can act as an unwritten dress code. Now, this dress code is something that is peculiar, is expected of a certain group of persons. You get to secondary school, this is expected. This is how we want to keep our hair, want to keep our afro. We want to be making our hair this way, this certain set of dressing rules that makes you feel if you don't dress like this, you're not going to be accepted into their clique or whatever. Okay, now, indecent clothing is not okay because you want to please people. You don't have to dress in a way that it's not okay because, oh, I just want to fit in into this class, into this group of people. No, no, no. You need to consider this, that you don't have to fit into their clique to dress properly. Now, this is what is expected, and a lot of people miss it. You don't have to dress like the way, when you now get to the university, you see them wearing crop tops, exposing their belly and all of these other parts. Now, you don't have to be like that. It's not an ideal way of dressing. Okay, you don't have to be like them to confirm that you need to please them, so you don't have to dress in the certain way. Now, another thing we need to consider is clothing and your relationship. Clothing and what? Relationship. Now, whenever you're getting dressed, you're from a family, you have to remember that. Now, you have parents, you have people that are older in the family. So whenever you're going to be getting dressed, you have to consider the fact that I do not have to dress to upset anybody. You have to dress decently. You have to dress decently. Now, if you're the type that they're always telling you, this the way you're dressing, your trousers are too tight, your pants are too tight, your trousers are too this, the skirt is too short, your hairdo, you're having too much makeup, you're doing this, you're doing that, and you're always saying this. Now, you need to consider it, you need to rethink it, because it is very important. Your clothing should not in any way interfere with the way you relate with people. It shouldn't interfere with the way you relate with your teachers. Now, we see most of them come to school and they're having their lip gloss and then they're putting eyeshadow and all of that. It is not necessary, okay? These things are not necessary. You do not have to dress in a way people will always talk when they see you and they'll be like, why you dress like this? Why you like this? Why you like this? You need to be what? Decent, just like we said earlier. Your dressing says a lot about you. It says a lot about you. People can actually say and know who you are by the way you're dressed. So your dressing should not in any way come or interfere with your parents, the elders in your family, your teachers, older ones, even to yourself, okay? It's not good that people would always have to talk about what you're wearing and what you're not wearing. Okay, so let's get to our exam guide and practice some questions based on what we have learned so far. Now, which of the following is not a reason for care of clothing? Which of the following is not a reason for care of clothing? A, ensures that clothes are available for wearing anytime. B, kills any disease-carrying germs and pests in the fabric. C, making the clothes to fade away easily. D, makes the clothing to last longer. E, saves money as clean clothes last longer. Now, we talked about care for our clothes. Now, why do we need to care for our clothes? To ensure that the clothes are available for wearing anytime. Yes, when you care for your clothes, you can always have access to them whenever you want to have access to them. Another one is that when you care for your clothes and clean them, you're going to kill any disease carrying agents or pests in the fabric. Yes, beautiful. Another one is that it makes the clothing to last longer. When you wash your clothes, they're going to last longer for you. They're going to stay longer for you. Another one is that it saves money as clean clothes do what? Last longer. Yes, when you keep your clothes clean, you're going to be saving a lot of money because you're not going to be buying the same thing you already had before. Okay, you're going to be looking at getting something else, but if you don't take care of them, you're going to be buying something else and you're going to be wasting money on something you already had before. Now, the answer to this question is making the clothes to fade away. Now, this is not a reason for not caring for your clothes because you don't want the clothes to do what? To fade away. Okay, you have to care for the clothes. There's a way you're going to care for the clothes that it will not fade away. So it's not a reason for you not to take care of your clothes. Yes, if clothes are not properly taken care of, they could fade off, but if you properly take care of them, they would not fade off, okay? So this is not a reason why you shouldn't take care of your clothes. So the answer here is C, making the clothes to fade easily, okay? Now that is the answer for that question. Let's move on. Okay, let's look at this question. Clothes are taken care of for the following reasons, except to A, to keep clean, B, to keep fitted, C, to kill diseases, D, to last longer, E, to save money. Now, clothes are taken care of for the following reasons, except two. Now, the first one, when you take care of your clothes, you're keeping them clean. So that's one reason to keep your clothes, to take care of your clothes. That's one reason. Now, the second one is to kill diseases. Yes, when you wash your clothes, take care of your clothes, you're actually going to kill some bacteria or pests on them. Another one is for it to last longer. Yes, it will last longer when you take care of your clothes. Another one is you're going to be saving money, just like we said earlier. You're going to be saving money because you're actually maintaining the clothes to do what? To stay longer for you. Now, clothes are taken care of for the following reasons, except to keep fitted. No, you don't have to take care of your clothes because you want to keep them fitted. No, you take care of your clothes for these other reasons, except for what? To keep fitted. Now, B is the correct answer to that question. Thank you for participating in today's class. You can practice more questions using the ExamGuide app. Now, the app scores and gives a detailed explanation of all the questions at the end of your practice tests. You can learn a particular topic of interest with different modes like the study mode, mock mode, and practice mode. It also has other features that make learning fun. It is a must-have for every serious student. I know you're that serious student. Now you can download the app from www.examguide.com. If you don't have it yet, please do. I'll see you in our next class. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel, hit the notification bell, and share the videos to your friends, your family. I'm sure they'll benefit from it as well. Bye for now.